Hey guys, Seeney here, and I thought today's topic would be a very fitting one as I'm going to shoot a new video clip tomorrow. So these are the things that you need to shoot your first video. Okay, so probably the most important thing you'll need on your video clip shoot, it's a pretty obvious one, you're going to need a camera. Now there's so many different options for cameras. You can get the little point and shoots, you could use your phone, you can use a DSLR, you could use a big cinema style camera. Obviously all of this depends on your budget and how much money you have to spend. You don't need to go out and spend a fortune to buy a decent camera. I know that Canon has some excellent cameras in their entry range level for around $500, and they're DSLR cameras that you can take the lenses off and replace them with new ones. I'd suggest at minimum, if you're going to be shooting video clips for other people, that you get a camera where you can change the lens on. So something like a DSLR, like a Canon or a Panasonic, anything like that. You don't need to go and spend a fortune, but they can range quite a bit. You can pick them up for $500, you can pick them up for $4,000, you can pick them up for $8,000. It's, you know, it all just depends on your budget. Obviously, as you spend more money, the quality of the camera is going to get better. However, that's probably not the most important thing when it comes to shooting a great video clip. The important thing is having a great idea and a great story, and if you have that, then you'll be fine. Okay, so the next thing you want when you're going to shoot your first music video is some kind of stabilization, whether that be inside the camera or something external like a gimbal. To get those really smooth cinematic shots, it's really important that your camera is stabilized, otherwise it's going to be really jittery and shaky, and it's not going to look really smooth and cinematic. So whether it's in-body stabilization like my GH5 that I'm shooting on, which also has lens stabilization, or you put it on a gimbal, just something like that to help really smooth out your shots will make it look much more professional. The next thing that you should have when you're going to shoot a music video is an absolutely invaluable tool, and it's this. So this is what you call an ND filter. So why do you need sunglasses for your camera? Well, you see, sometimes when you're shooting a music video, you want to really draw the attention to one particular subject. And if everything's in focus, it makes it a little bit harder for the person watching to really focus on that one object. But if you shoot at a really wide aperture, where everything else except your subject is out of focus, then it's going to really help to draw the viewer in. However, if it's a really bright condition, and you're shooting at a really low f-stop, it's going to let so much light into the camera and it's just going to blow out everything. And that means you have to bring your f-stops up to a much higher range. So you put this on your camera, and what that allows you to do is shoot really wide and still not be overblown with light, which is a very, very handy tool for making shots look really cinematic with some of that background blur without having to stop down and have everything in focus. Very important. So I have a few of these. The main one that I use is an ND16, which blocks out about 4 stops of light. So here I'm shooting with the ND filter on, and it allows a lot more background blur to be happening, especially if there's quite a bit of distance between the subject and the background. There'll be a lot more background blur. Now the next most important thing, it's going to be a really, really simple one, but you have no idea how important this one is. Extra batteries. Do not forget to bring extra batteries. So many times you'll be out on a shoot and all of a sudden your camera runs out of battery. What are you gonna do? You know, the lighting's really good, you're at a really good spot, you have to go and charge your batteries. But if you bring extra batteries, then you'll be fine. You can keep shooting and it won't be that much of a drama. Make sure when you go out for a shoot that you have at least 2 or 3 extra batteries. Very, very important. Some cameras you can get away with maybe having just 2 batteries with you because they're very power efficient. Others will just chew through batteries. So it's really important to get to know your camera and know whether it chews through batteries or it's a bit more conservative. So that way you know how many you need to take out for a day's shoot. A camera like the Canon 1DX, for example, has an absolutely huge battery which you can shoot on all day. I'd still recommend having a couple even if you're shooting on that camera. But other cameras, such as I think the GH4, will absolutely chew through batteries, so you might need to have a few more, especially if you're going out all day and you don't have a charger with you. Okay, so there's a few things that you will absolutely need for your first video clip shoot. Camera, ND filters, stabilization, and extra batteries. However, there's a few other things that you can add which will help to make your video even better. Now, what are some other things that would be very helpful to making your video clip as best as you can make it? Well, this thing. Alright, now what is this thing, you ask? Now this is what we call a reflector. Now a reflector is really important because you can bounce the sunlight or a light source back onto your talent or an object that you want to illuminate a little bit more. So if you're shooting towards the sun, it's going to be quite hard to see the talent or what you're shooting because the sun's just so bright compared to that object or the talent. So if you have one of these, you can take that sun and you can direct that light back towards the talent, which will illuminate them, and they'll be much brighter in the shot and it will look a lot better. So these are really cheap. You can pick them up for around 30 bucks. I got this one off 30 bucks Australian on eBay, and it's got gold, silver, white and black, a whole heap of different colors for different purposes. Gold will obviously give you that really nice sunset glow. White's just a direct light bounce back. Silver's even stronger, and black will remove some of that. I've never used that, though I don't know why you'd want that, but I'm sure there's some situations, maybe leave me a comment in a situation where that could be effective. So, when you're shooting your first music video, or any music video for that matter, make sure that you have playback. Okay, if you get out to a location and then you realize, how are we going to play the track? How are they going to sing along to it? And you're stuck. It's going to be pretty hard to shoot the music video and sync everything up. So make sure you have a playback source that's going to be loud enough. If you're shooting with a band, you're going to need something really loud. If it's just a solo artist with a guitar, then you can probably get away with something like a UE Boom or something similar. Now, of course, there's so much extra that you can bring to video clips. You know, people like Taylor Swift spend millions of dollars on putting out a new clip. So it can go to extremes. You know, you can spend a very small amount to get yourself ready for shooting videos, or you can spend a huge amount. It's completely up to your budget. If you have some spare money lying around, perhaps invest in a drone. Sometimes you can get some incredible shots that really add some great production value to your clip, just through shooting at a completely different angle that you couldn't with just a normal camera on the ground. I love my drones. I love them. They're the best. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hopefully, I think this is all you'll need for your first video clip. If you think you have anything else that is absolutely imperative to someone that wants to film their first music video, make sure that you leave a comment below. I'm sure people would love to hear about some extra stuff when they're learning how to shoot their first music video. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again.